So let's see how shapes work. Something else I want to point out here is notice there's a little bit of a difference between these two images. If you look in the title bar, you'll see that caution icon is currently being displayed on my screen at 100%. But if I switch to PHCS Bible icon.psd, it's being shown on my screen at 50% view size. So the second icon here, although they're scaled about the same on screen, is actually twice as large. It contains twice as many pixels. And this is the beauty of working with vector-based shapes as opposed to pixel-based images inside of Photoshop. You can start small and scale up without any problem. You can start small and scale up without degrading the image at all. Let me show you. Let's say I want the caution icon illustration to be just as big as the PHCS Bible icon illustration. Then I would go up to the image menu. Doesn't matter which comp I'm looking at. I could be looking at raw shapes or final icon, but might as well keep it set to final icon so we can see what's up. Go up to the image menu and choose the image size command, or press Control-Alt-I or Command-Option-I on the Mac. If you loaded my keyboard shortcuts way back in Lesson 2 of Program 1. So you can also, of course, press that keyboard shortcut if you want to bring up the big old image size dialog box. Now this dialog box looks exactly the same way it does when you're changing the size of an image, of a photographic image that has pixels inside of it. But when we're working inside of an illustration like this one that doesn't contain pixels, it behaves slightly differently. So what I need you to do is turn on Resample Image. Go ahead and turn on that checkbox. Now that allows us to either scale up or down this illustration. Technically speaking, we aren't going to be doing any resampling because resampling is something that only happens with pixels, and there are no pixels whatsoever inside of this caution icon.psd file. However, we do need to have Resample Image turned on if we hope to scale this image. Now, the interpolation option doesn't matter. You can have it set to bicubic if you want to. You can change it to one of the new bicubic smoother or sharper options if you want to. Or you could just choose like nearest neighbor. However, when you're working with vector-based shapes and text, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you choose. So I'm going to go ahead and select nearest neighbor just to demonstrate how much it doesn't matter. Now, I also want you to turn on constrained proportions, so that'll make sure that we're scaling the width and the height of the image by the same amount. Also, turn on scale styles. This is a new checkbox inside of Photoshop CS that ensures that we're going to scale the styles, scale the drop shadows and the outer glows and the bevels and embosses and all that jazz, scale the distance and size values so that we still get the exact same visual effect to this image as we see right now. So it'll scale the styles, the parametric values, along with the vector-based shapes and text layers, which is a good thing. Now, it used to be inside of Photoshop 7, you had to specifically change the resolution value if you wanted to do that. Now inside Photoshop CS, you just have to select this checkbox. A wonderful, improved innovation. All right, notice right now the width and height values are both 500 pixels apiece. I'm going to increase either one of these values to 1,000. So that's going to make the image twice as wide as it was, twice as tall as it was, so 4 times as large as it was previously. And then I'm going to click OK. And notice how quick that occurred. In a flash, Photoshop is able to scale the vector-based information inside this file. And look what a super job it does. Look how incredibly sharp all of these corners are. How great the styles look. We still have that same visual effect. We just have way more pixels to work with now. So this is going to print at a better resolution. It's going to print more smoothly. It's going to give us a lot more flexibility if we decide to later rasterize this file and apply like filter effects to it and so on. So very easy. If you're drawing a vector-based illustration inside of Photoshop, you can scale it up and down without any degradation whatsoever.